How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. I certainly am. Here's the 10 toughest Nintendo Switch games that I've played. I've put a list together, but certainly let me know your ideas in the comments section down below, because I'm sure I've missed one here or there, and I'd just love to get to know some of your ideas. Now, I'm going to start the list today with Gonner. Gonner almost ended my Nintendo Switch very early on because it's one of those games that's as tough as hell. It's a score-based, procedurally generated platformer with roguelike elements, so it is very, very addictive because of the leaderboards. Now, Gonner is also a game where you're going to die a lot, you're going to perish a lot here, so the good thing about that is when you do die, you do also learn a lot. So on your next run, you're probably going to perform better. But if you've got a bit of a temper, then I certainly don't advise you buy this game. But if you like a challenge, this is going to certainly be one for you. This list is certainly not one for those of you with short tempers. Alright, so you can buy this game in America now for $9.99, and in the UK it's currently £8.99. Let's move on then to The End is Nigh, another Edmund Macmillan gem. I haven't added The Binding of Isaac in this list. I don't feel it's quite hard enough to make it into this particular list of 10 games. I mean, that's a tough game too, but The End is Nigh I found a lot more challenging. It's another platformer, and it's got over 600 plus levels with 12 explorable chapters. There's lots of achievements here as well that you can get. For those of you that are completionists, this is certainly one that you're going to put in a lot of hours to get the very best out of it. So The End of Nigh at the moment, you can buy this one in America for $14.99 or for £13.49 if you're in the UK. Next on our list of tough games that are going to make you break your Switch, is Super Meat Boy, which is described by the developer as a tough as nails platformer. Here you do play as an animated cube of meat, so it's definitely got some comedy. You're trying to save your girlfriend who's been kidnapped by a fetus jar wearing a tux. So all really funny, but it's not funny when you die over and over again on the 300 plus single player levels. So yes, it is difficult. You can play 2-player split screen if you want to on this one, and at the moment you can purchase this again for $14.99 and in the UK £13.49. So get on it if you want a tough challenge. Slain Back from Hell is definitely one of those challenging games. It looks gorgeous, but it is absolutely brutal. However, that's compensated by a wonderful heavy metal soundtrack. If you're into metal, then you're going to love this soundtrack recorded by Kurt Victor Bryant, formerly of Celtic Frost. There's around 6 hours in this game to complete, and it comes in a wonderful signature edition. If you haven't checked that out, then check out signatureeditiongames.com. No, we're not sponsored by them. I just love their physical editions and try and collect as many as possible. Also, if you keep a keen look on the eShop, this one's a lot of the time reduced to around $5, and then it shoots back up to $20. So make sure you keep an eye out, and if you haven't bought this one yet, I do recommend it, but it is very difficult, but for me, really enjoyable. Now, Celeste is next on our list. It's one of my favourite indie games, no doubt about it. It's a challenging game. I didn't find it too difficult to complete, but what I did find difficult was the challenge of those brutal B-side chapters, which you get to play through once you've completed the game. Now, this is a narrative-driven single-player adventure. There's around 700 odd screens of hardcore platforming challenges. The game is still around £18 in the UK and just over $20 in the USA, but it's one of those games that if you haven't played yet, you haven't come across it yet, it really is a stunning game. Got a beautiful musical soundtrack, the visuals are just lovely, and the story itself is good as well. So even though it is difficult, it's still one that I definitely would recommend to the majority of you, because the initial game itself you know, although hard, you can get through it. It's the completionists like me that like to get the 100% on the game that might find it a real tough challenge. Now, I put Spelunker Party on this list. It's a game that I played a long time ago. It was not too bad, you know, it's £25, so quite expensive still. It's another platformer, but it is quite difficult. It's a difficult game, and I feel that most of that is probably due to the design. I mean, literally, you can jump off a little ledge and you die straight away, and that's what caused me a lot of the frustration on the game. But I still did have a lot of fun with it because you can play in a co-op mode of up to 4 players. You can customize them as well with various costumes and items. And, you know, I enjoyed this game. What can I say? It's difficult, but still enjoyable. And it does make the 10 toughest games on the Nintendo Switch, because this one is by no means easy to complete, and you're going to lose a lot of hours to this. Now, Darkest Dungeon has made my 10 toughest game list because it is really difficult. It's a turn-based RPG about the psychological stresses of adventuring, and the term stress, because I'm telling you, this game is going to stress you out. However, it's one of those games that, however much I failed in it, I was just addicted, and I just kept coming back for more, because you just, you know, if you're like me, you just want to overcome the challenge no matter how difficult it is. You've got 16 playable hero classes here. You can do all sorts of stuff. There's roguelike features in this. There's even character permadeath, procedural dungeons, which all adds to the replayability. I had a lot of fun with this, but again, it's not for the faint-hearted. A little more for your hardcore player. For those that have played it, let me know in the comments section down below what your thoughts were. You can pick it up for about $25 in the US. And in the UK, you're looking at around your £18 mark. And of course, if you want that special edition from Signature Edition Games, you're looking at around £40 or so for the extras included. Now, Furi is one of those games that is so tough that you end up pulling your hair out at times. But it's one of those games, again, that it toes the line between being really frustrating but also quite addicting, because you want to come back and just have another go to see if you can beat that boss. It is a boss battler, you know, it's one of those that's ultra responsive, it's fast paced, and it's also a dual stick shooter in kind of like bullet hell as well. So this is definitely one that many of you will probably enjoy. However, you just got to be aware that it's really, really tough as well. You can still get this one. It's about £18. I don't see this one on sale that often, but if it does go on sale, make sure you pick it up if you want a challenge. Now, Thumper had to make this list. It's a game that I reviewed very early on in SwitchWatch, and I really enjoyed it at the time, and I still play it now from time to time just to get the best out of those tracks, because once you master them, you just want to do it again. It's one of those games that's really addictive. If you've never played rhythm games before, then you should try it out, because this is one of the best out there. Certainly has a fantastic soundtrack. You control a space beetle, and as you hurtle down these tracks at super fast speed, you've got to turn at the right time, jump at the right time, all to the rhythm of the beat. Miss a few of those and you die pretty quickly. And you know, the first 2 levels or so start off pretty, you know, I'd say pretty okay, but then once you get on to sort of level 3, 4, 5, it gets insanely tough. And for those of you that have played this, let me know in the comment section down below how you fared. Did you manage to complete this one? Be honest, let the community know whether you managed to complete this game, because I found it really tough. Which brings us on to the number 1 toughest game on this list today, and that is Cuphead. This is one of those games that I reviewed again recently. It seems like I review all the hardest games. I'm getting a raw deal, I think, here. I'm going to have to speak to James and Jordan, but I digress. Look, I love them. I do love these tough games, and I guess it's because I grew up playing them. But this one is inspired by cartoons of the 1930s, and the visuals and audio are just amazing on this game. I really, really love it. But what I didn't love so much was how bloody tough it is. You know, you can spend absolutely hours and hours on this game. Purely, you're going to spend quite a lot long time perfecting each boss. And you know, Islands 1 and 2, most of you will be able to do, but once you get to Island 3 and 4, it really does get tough. So if you're into these kind of games, let me know in the comments section down below. What did you think of this list of 10 of the toughest games on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know what games you found were really tough, but you still enjoy, or have you given up on games and never played them again because they're just too difficult? I'd love to know in the comment section down below. If you're new here to SwitchWatch, then make sure you subscribe. We do a lot of game reviews, we do features like this from time to time, and gameplay videos, and would love to see you again on our next video. Of course, for all of you that continue to support us, I can't tell you how much it means to us. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you want us to do more of these types of videos, then please do let us know. And why not throw down some suggestions? You know, maybe you've got an idea that you'd want us to cover. We need ideas, we need inspiration sometimes from you guys, and we do get a lot of that from the comment section, which we make an effort to read most of them and respond to most people, except rude people, which we just ignore. Listen, enjoy the rest of your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed this video. My name is Juan Romero from SwitchWatch, and of course I'll see you again very soon on the next one. Take care.